Well, we're going to take a radical break right now and go into one of your favorite parts of the show.
That's the Police Blotter.
Yes, it is. And I am going to preface this by saying we are not going to go near Penn State football. We are not going near Syracuse basketball because even we have standards.
Yes, we do.
And lines cannot be crossed.
That's right.
But what we will do is start with the NFL.
Why wouldn't we?
Former Miami Dolphins defensive tackle Igor Olshansky has been arrested on a marijuana possession charge. A Broward County Sheriff's Office report released recently said the 29-year-old Olshansky was charged after he was seen rolling a marijuana cigarette on his kitchen table. I'm not sure why they were there watching him roll it, but obviously the arrest was part of a broader crackdown on street and drug crimes. Olshansky was free on a $100 bail on a single charge of possession of less than 20 grams of marijuana. Probably here in Massachusetts, he wouldn't have even had to pay the $100 fine. Now, he is a Ukraine native. He was released recently by the Dolphins. He's a 6'5", 300-pound lineman who also played for the Cowboys and Chargers over 8 NFL seasons. I don't remember Igor Larionov stoking up any doobies when he played hockey.
Nice, Igor Larionov.
Nope.
Nice.
I do not recall that.
From that famous Russian 72 team.
Yep. Las Vegas. Former Celtic Antoine Walker was sentenced Tuesday to 5 years of probation in order to pay $770,050 in restitution to three Las Vegas casinos after pleading guilty to failing to repay gambling debts. Now, Walker and his lawyer declined to comment after a brief appearance before a Clark County District Court judge named Valerie Vega. And I think the last time I rented a movie, it starred someone named Valerie Vega, but I don't want to go too far off track. Walker has repaid some of his casino debts since an arrest in July of 2009 where he had planned to play in Lake Tahoe Celebrity Golf Tournament. Now, the charges could be dismissed if he fully repays the remaining debts incurred in 2008 and 2009 at Planet Hollywood, Red Rock Casino Resort, and Caesars Palace. If he doesn't, he faces a year in prison. Obviously, he played for the Celtics. He was also on the Kentucky 1996 national title team. So he's had a lot of problems. He also filed for bankruptcy last year. Yes or no, Horace? Does this debt get repaid?
I'm not a gambler, but since we're talking about Las Vegas, I'm taking the over. I'm saying that he's not going to pay it, and he'll spend a year in jail before his, let me see, this is November, before June. He'll be in jail.
Okay. So we won't see him.
What are the odds on that?
2 to 1. We won't see him at the Kraft Casino then on Route 1, will we?
No, don't start that here.
No.
Jeez.
No. From the world of football, college football.
Are we going to see anybody at the Kraft Casino?
I know the latest has Foxborough residents opposing it.
Well, you know.
So.
It's in your neighborhood.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll put a toll booth up at my house.
Nice.
TCU kicker Ross Evans is free on bond after he was accused of kicking in the door of a North Texas apartment. According to police, Evans is accused of kicking in the door of a Denton apartment last month while trying to retrieve a cell phone. This case will be presented to the Denton County District Attorney's Office, and if convicted, Evans could get up to a year in jail and a $4,000 fine. So Ross Evans making news off the field. Horace, do you recall Ross Brooks kicking indoors when he played here?
Oh, Ross Lonsbury. Either one of them.
No, good one. Ross Lonsbury.
Huh?
Okay. This is a beauty. From Westport, Connecticut, the hometown, by the way, of Louis Causey. Thought I'd throw that in. An assistant for the Staples freshman football team has been arrested on charges that he gave players the password to a pornographic website. Michael Pickering was taken into custody this week and charged with 3 counts of risk of injury to a minor. A Staples student had overheard freshman players discussing the situation, and he reported it to school administrators. The Board of Education then contacted the police, who investigated and arrested Pickering. Staples administration declined to comment when asked about anything happening, and Pickering has since been released on a $50,000 bond. So that's why those kids spend so much time in the film room.
In the library. They didn't have to mention which the word was in that article, did they?
The password?
Yes.
No.
I hate when they do that. They give you half the story.
Yeah. Los Angeles Dodgers first baseman James Loney was accused of spitting at a cop after being arrested over his part in a multiple-car accident last month. Loney was hospitalized after allegedly smashing his Maserati into a Toyota, a Mercedes, and a Mini last month
That's a hat
in L.A.
trick.
Yes, it is. Police say Loney was restless, unsteady, aggressive, and irritable, and sweared profusely at the scene of the crash, which he claimed was caused by another driver. Well, take your pick. There were 3 other cars involved. He was taken to a nearby hospital in cuffs after failing to name the month and day when asked, and also was very uncooperative. So, you know what? Loney's actions make missing a team breakfast seem sort of minor by comparison, don't they?
Yeah, I hear what you're saying, but that wasn't a Stanley Cup he was spitting at, was it?
No. A little closer to home, Patriots wide receiver Julian Edelman, as we all know, was arrested on 1 count of indecent assault and battery last month, actually right around Halloween, after being charged with groping a woman at a Halloween party at a bar in Boston. Edelman appeared in court last month, had entered a plea of not guilty, and was released without bail, ordered to stay away from the Back Bay Bar Storyville, and to have no contact with the alleged victim or witnesses. This is what I don't understand. I know he was arrested at 1:30 a.m., which nothing good happens after midnight, right?
That's right.
And the assistant DA told the court that he indecently groped a woman at the bar. Is there decently groping? I mean, is that permissible?
Why would you be asking me that?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
What you did tonight, honey? Oh, I went out and decently groped a few females at a college bar.
So I'm pretty well clear now.
Yeah, indecently groped. Please, someone explain the difference between indecently groping and decently groping. Lastly, I ask you this, Horace. What would Myra have done?
Oh, you know, that's a tough subject. You know how she liked to clean house? You know, the impression we all got was she cleaned house if they had problems with the Patriots. But since her passing, there's more and more of this that's coming up, and nobody's getting the boot. So it's interesting. I mean, he's doing so much for the team right now. Yeah. You know, you say, is that a factor that does this? So, you know what? He wasn't proven guilty, so we'll give him the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, absolutely.
Could have been anybody's hand that was in that crowd that was reaching through, groping.
Okay. Let's stick with NFL football. Green Bay Packers linebacker Eric Waldron was charged yesterday with misdemeanor disorderly conduct, domestic abuse, following a fight with his girlfriend. He did not appear for a court hearing, and he had a not guilty plea entered on his behalf. He remains free on bond and is due back later this month in court. If convicted, he could see up to 90 days in jail and a $1,000 fine. And what had happened is he had a dispute with his live-in girlfriend, and evidently he had gone to Georgia was going to Georgia to visit his mother, and he was leaving the girlfriend and the 2 children behind. She was upset with that. One thing led to another, and then she says that she was pushed, causing her to fall and hit her head on a bedpost and cut her forehead. And she also attempted to punch him in self-defense. When she found out he could do jail time, her story somewhat changed substantially, and we know that Eric Walden is smacking his girlfriend around. Do you remember Olympian Eric Strobel pulling any kind of felonious assaults like that when he played?
Eric Lindros wouldn't do anything like that either. But
no, he wouldn't.
So the bedpost attacked her? Is that how she changed the story?
Evidently. She fell down.
That can happen.
Still in the world of football, Oakland Raiders linebacker Rolando McClain was arrested last week on misdemeanor assault, firearms, and other charges after police said he fired a gun during a fight in his hometown in Alabama. He allegedly held a gun beside a man's head during an altercation, and the man begged him not to shoot. McClain was an All-American at Alabama during his junior year, and did move the gun around, did not fire it off. He was released on $2,000 bond, faces charges of assault, menacing, reckless endangerment, and firing a gun inside the city limits. And another man identified as Gerardius Willingham was charged with assault and released as well. And of course, McClain's attorney says he denies firing a gun and wasn't involved in the fight. The Raiders have no comment. No. And this isn't the first time he's been in trouble. No. He's
changed his life around.
Was also involved in an earlier shooting, and you know, this guy signed a 5-year, $40 million contract, and now he's facing legal problems off the field. The Raiders, July 2010. Yep. So Rolando McClain has a lot at stake right now. You know, Horace, I never heard of Roland Melanson, putting a gun to anybody's head, did you?
No.
So that, folks,
the goaltender McClain from New Jersey
is the police blotter. The goalie in New Jersey?
The goalie from New Jersey.
That would be Martin Brodeur.
No. McClain was his name in the 80s.
Oh, okay. Okay.
What was his first name?
We do want to point out, being, you know, a fair and balanced news reporting organization.
We are.
And now I'm drawing a blank. ESPN and Matthew Barnaby parted ways because
Oh, I saw
Barnaby
that.
was arrested again. He's had some off-the-air problems, if you will.
Right, nice.
Another kid who suffered from and left the game because of concussion.
Right,
So
right.
tough kid, and you know we hope he gets things sorted out.